what do you guys say? Hey, how you doing? Backdrop doesn't fit. How's everybody doing today? Shit. I was hoping somebody's going to show up in this chat. Let's hope so. All right, people. We got to discuss something. I got to say, I'm not feeling comfortable in the sitch I'm in right now with this height on this thing. Are you serious? I ain't too proud to change it, all right? I'm going to change it because I'm not going to sit here for a flipping hour and not change it. Just sit there and be upset that it doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. All right. Listen, mine. Hi, mine. That's a little better, right? That's a little better. All right, backdrop doesn't fit. I have a bigger one, too. I just kind of not a great living situation, so I'm staying somewhere. It's not my place. But, all right, listen, we got to discuss some things here, people. We got some things. We got some news to use. What the hell's going on out in this world today, you know? Really, truly, what's happening? All right, so let's discuss some stuff. Let's get some people up in this chat. First off, I want to kick it out. I got to say, this looks flopping. I kind of want to rip it off, but I'm not going to. All right, so first I want to discuss the Sugar Bowl. The Sugar Bowl. Holy crap. Okay, so New Orleans, they're getting it. They've been getting it since New Year's Eve. So this feller thought it'd be a good idea to take a truck and drive through some people, but he wasn't the only one that did it this week. But still. Then they said there were 4 other people planning what's called an IeD, which is something that's supposed to explode, okay? Whether people say, hey, you know, they were remotely controlled or this and that, they weren't going to designate. That's what they're made for. So they would, and they can. So that's stupid if anybody wants to say that's a good argument of those IeDs might not have gone off. Who gives a shit? They were there. They're IeDs. Okay. What are these people doing right now? I don't know about you, but when I go to a game, there's a lot of prep involved, right? Okay, so this is a big game. This isn't just your regular game. This is called the Sugar Bowl. It's a big deal. Every year around this time of year, this is a big deal. Not to mention all the gambling that's involved in it. Let's just stick to the actual colleges and all the people that come in for these parades and these games and all that stuff. You've got all the families coming in to see the big show. Maybe their child's in the band, maybe their family, maybe they're alumni, and they come to these things every year. Not everybody stays there anymore. So you got hotel rooms, cars. So you're renting a hotel room, you're renting a car, okay? Oh, hey guys, never mind. We were going to have the game, but IeD's. Yeah, IeD's. I don't know, man, but to wait one day, I don't know, because all of those hotel rooms and rental cars are now expired. You can't keep them probably. Maybe some people could, but not everybody. Somebody else booked that room for the next night, not you who booked it 3 months ago or last year for this Sugar Bowl. And now you're shit out of luck because somebody decided to drive a truck through people. So, wow, how about that? So what they did, it's coming on today at 3. It is 2:06 right now. It's coming on today at 3. Man, oh man. I'd be super salty if I came in for that. You know, they come the night before too, so I don't know. But if it was at 3, but then tonight you'd have to worry about. So, like I said, you're out of a car and you're out of a home. Like basically, no hotel, no car, no transportation. You get the hell out of town. How are you supposed to go to a game and kick it karate styles when you have nowhere to go when you're done? You probably had to turn in your rental car this afternoon. But then again, if it was I don't know. Because in the city, then you get taxis and stuff. I don't know. I'm old. I think it's stuff different. So I don't know. Okay. So then there was, now I put all this on the channel. They're all in what they call shorts, which they ain't what to wear in the summer, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so they're on the shorts, the stories. So that's in there. Okay. Then I've got the Trump thing in Las Vegas. A cyber truck exploded. That's nuts. So we got that. By the way, I'm in Ohio and I saw a neighbor with that cyber truck. They're no joke. Like, it kind of made me want to get a BMX and just ride right up it, you know. I saw Kim Kardashian had one. I'm like, bitch. Like, girl, you already do nothing. Now you're going to sit in a car and do nothing? Get the hell out of here. Shit. I just couldn't believe when I saw that. And I was like, this crazy bitch could. Okay, anyway. I can talk forever. There's certain people in this world that just irk the living shit out of me. And Kim Kardashian's one of those people. I know she hustles. I'm not saying she doesn't hustle. I'm saying fuck her hustle. That's what I'm saying, because she's an asshole. And she lies and uses people. And I can't even imagine how many people did her little sister's makeup kits and got screwed on those, man. I can't even think about that. I know I'm talking about this here news to use, but I gotta tell you, everybody out there, thank you so much. Just thank you. Thank you. I have gotten the nicest comments from people that I don't know. And I'm going to start crying. I just want to say thank you. Stop it, you wackadoodle. I just want to say thank you is what I'm trying to say. Just thank you to everybody. And I'm not sure if I was recently on What's the Obsession or not. I think I might have been. I originally went on that, I think in June or July. So I did a lot of, if you're not aware, Chris Watts is a man who killed his two beautiful daughters, Cece and Bella, and his pregnant wife, who was 3 months pregnant with a little boy named Nico. So the way he did it and everything that happened was just, ooh, and the people that helped him are nowhere to be found. And there were people that helped him. Absolutely, there's people that helped him. And I don't think it was about them at all. And I kind of do, now that I'm getting more comments, and I'm grateful, so grateful for all my Watts people. Yeah. First of all, I'm going to give y'all a recap real quick on the Wattsisms. He kills his daughters, puts them in what's called an oil battery. They're gigantic oil tubs, one in each one, drags the wife out, puts her in a shallow grave. It comes out he's been having an affair with a woman named Nicole Kessinger for months, but she had been cyber stalking him and his wife since the year before, 2017. So she got a whiff of him somewhere, but she was on an oil tanker, and she's a safety administration, or she was something like that, something in the way of knowing all of the safety regulations, what goes here, what goes where, who goes where, and who reports to what. So I feel like this crazy bitch had an affair on the tanker and got thrown off, quite frankly. Once she was on that tanker, though, in that whatever she was doing, and there's a man named Jim who I think for sure she's been boning. And he had to act like she's not in his life, but he is in her life. And they're lying, of course. But she looks up Shanann because Shanann was in a work thing where a multi-level marketing situation where she would hustle every day on Facebook, talking about shakes, talking about all this crap called Thrive. And she was always hustling that Thrive. And that's how they got their car. And as some of my family members had mentioned, you need to keep up that income to keep that car, don't you? So, yeah. So it's not like she could let it go. But the day that Nicole Kessinger looked up Shanann was a day that she had gotten roses from her husband, Chris. So she was well aware that Chris was married, and she was well aware that his wife was pregnant, and she knew that he had two beautiful daughters. She knew all this. And they went through it, and, so after Chris gets busted, which there's a term called duping delight. And if you've ever heard of it, look up Chris Watts and him talking about how he has an inclination. Let me see here. This shit's gonna fall. I got it all right up. It's like, not even Johnny, really. I can't even blame Johnny for that. Okay, so he's like, yeah, I just miss him. I just miss him so much. I just can't wait for him to just come running in. And the stuff he was saying was real generic. And it wasn't really anything that anybody who gave a shit about their kids would say. And it was stupid. And in the background, you can hear him, other than him smiling and standing there, you could hear the dog, a trauma dog in the back, hitting on trauma. There was also a dog that would hit on, a carcass. So it's really upsetting every time I think about the Watts situation. And this summer on August 13th, it was 6 years since that tragedy happened. So I really, really care about that family. And it bothers me so much that Nicole Kessinger changed her name and then ran out and she could have a baby and she could do things. She shouldn't be able to do anything. And Chris Watts, he'll get what he's getting. He's going to get his. But I've got many videos on it, many videos discussing what he's doing in prison right now, because in my opinion, her father is a Freemason and has a lot of connections, so much so that he was in the interrogation rooms and shut that shit down. Like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not talking about that. Why are we here? What do you mean, why are we here? And he also knew Chris's phone number. Like, do you know your daughter's lover's phone number? What? No one knew about it, but he knows the phone number. So everything they say isn't real, and it's just really stupid. And the DA is doing zero, which tells me that they're like that. So there's a lot. I could talk about Watts all damn day. I'm hoping I was on the Watts obsession. I was hoping I was back on that, because I would love for anybody to put me on that or Zawicki or any of the channels that cover Watts, because I believe that they set up Shanann to look like she was going to do it. And she was going to kill those children out of spite, because they used their credit card, the family credit card, on a Friday night just to make her crazy and go bananas. And then they were going to set her up for the deaths and act like she did it out of spite. He had brand new shoes in the trunk of her car, like a secret trunk. It's trunk inside trunk. There's just a lot of things showing that they were going to do that. So the fact that nobody's gone around and collected these assholes is really disheartening. You see this stuff through the years of these people who do this stuff and they just get away with it. You're like the Murdochs. They would have got away with so much more if there wasn't social media and somebody going, aha, you know what I'm saying? Somebody going, oh, I saw that, and that's my cousin, and that's my neighbor. If nobody does that stuff, people just get away with stuff. They just get away with it. If you look on my channel, you'll see just recently I had a DV situation with my mom. And, I have been saying for my entire life, my whole life, that this woman has done this shit to me. And because she has said other things, she's called me a liar. She's called me a thief. She's called me a drug addict. She's told all of her friends these terrible things. Look at me, okay? Look at me. Am I a drug addict? I got all these teeth. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Because you guys were with me during that one. You saw that one. So like I'm saying, so people get away with stuff. And one of the reasons why I started this channel specifically is for this reason, because I am bipolar, because I do things that people keep telling me I'm doing, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. So now I have, right now, 6 months of proof of my consistent behavior over and over and over again. In every single video, I'm the same person. You'll see it every single time. So if anybody wants to come at me and call me a drug addict, call me an alcoholic, call me a wasted piece of shit, Heads up, bitch. I've got the receipts. I've got all of this already done. And I've got it on YouTube most likely. So watch yourself. You just might want to watch yourself because I'm going to watch you burn. I want to watch you burn. In fact, my mom's going to court today at 4:30. You know, she's going to claim not guilty or something stupid. She already hired somebody. She's guilty. She's guilty. It's on this channel. I put it out for the world to see because my own family is mad at me. How dare you press charges on a 75-year-old woman? How dare a 75-year-old woman do what she did? If it was me, I promise you, they would have dragged my ass off real fast. So, no. And she was only in jail for like 2 hours. So she got processed and got out. Whatever. She's not going to get in any trouble. But what she does get is embarrassed. And what she does get is shown out. And believe me, that's all I want. And until the day that that woman can admit what she has done to me and ruin my damn life over and over and over and over and over again, and I assisted because I don't react well with these things, and now I do, it's enough. Woo! 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 Okay, so I would also like to talk about some other stuff. So let's talk about that. Okay, so South Korea. South Korea, like a gigantic metal object falls from the sky, right out of the sky. I'm like, oh, that's space garbage or whatever. Space garbage. How does that get into our atmosphere? Don't we have something around our atmosphere that kind of keeps us? I mean, I know because we do get meteors and stuff like that. So they're saying that this gigantic circle, metal circle, it seems man-made. It's 1,000 pounds. So weird, man. So weird. It's just like, no one got hit with it. It didn't land on anybody. Like, what the hell? I want to know what the hell is happening in New York City. I ain't talking about salsa, people. Remember that commercial? New York City. Anyway, so I've been covering some of this subway nonsense, tomfoolery for a minute now. The subway stuff is always goofy. I'm surprised there's not more subway stuff, quite frankly, because there could be so much more subway stuff than there is. So I think it was like a week or two ago, some bra got lit on fire. She died. So no disrespect, but what the fuck are you doing sleeping on the subway, first of all? And second of all, what were you covered in? That somebody could light you on fire with a lighter. That's really hard to do, to light somebody on fire. It's really, really hard to do it with a lighter. I mean, what do you got? Like that much flame? Like, how are you lighting somebody on fire? How are you doing that? So I don't know. So then some bugger shoves somebody right into the tracks this week. I don't get it. How do you? He lived. He's alive. The guy's alive. I thought that you would get electrocuted if you go on tracks. I don't know. I thought that was the deal, McNeil. But what? How what? All right. I don't know. Okay. So the subway is nuts. So that's New York City, yes. But in Queens, New York City, mass shooting. Also, a taxi driver decides to go, woo, just drive right through. Hey, oh, you know what I'm saying? So then people are like, it's ISIS. And I'm like, don't you realize it's a new year and everybody's flipping the fuck out? Like, it's not just ISIS, it's everybody. Are you kidding me? So then I was watching, South Korea? Okay, wait. I have a bad feeling I said South Korea for that thing that dropped, and it's not. It's Kenya. I want to say Kenya. Please forgive me. These K letters. Kenya. Kenya, the object dropped from the sky. And in South Korea, their president's getting impeached. So there's people standing outside. Okay. They're all holding picket signs like this. Because you better believe, you better not talk. Okay. So They're outside like blah 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 blah, blah. And then some guy's like la la da da blah blah blah. Next thing you know, it's like you knew you knew you were gonna get hauled away, bro. Like you know, you can't. I'm already just talking on here, shit. I'm in the United States. I get scared talking on here, and I'm just talking about nothing, you know. Honest to goodness, there's a show I really like called Karen's Gone Wild Redemption, I think it's called. So you get the Karens, okay? You get your Karens, your classic Karen and Darrens in there, running through the streets being dickheads everywhere they go. And this one guy, honest to goodness, this one guy. All right, I'm going to say colors because land landscape. Big white guy, holding a kid. He's 18 months, so that like 2 years, almost 2 years. Holding a kid. He's long too. It's not like a small kid. He's a long kid. He's got the kid on the hip. He's got a woman with him. She got a kid on the hip. I guess somebody got pushed. One of those kids got pushed going out of the movie theater. The person that pushed one of the children was 15. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been 15 and we don't pay attention when we're 15, okay? And this young man didn't realize he pushed a kid, whatever. When they came back out after the movie, the man went straight to the boy. And he legit did this. And the kid went like backward, like a whole back bend, all the way down to like a back bend. Not none of this crap like falling like that. No, like whoop, like a back bend down to the ground. So I've done that back bend. I myself have had that happen. So I watched it and I was like, that's good form. Yeah. That's pretty good form. Okay, so couple days later, this guy again, the kid he choked out was white. Just what the hell? So then fast forward a couple days later, he's at a park. Same guy. I swear to God, he's wearing the same thing too. He was wearing like exactly the same clothes. Get some clothes. So he was wearing the same shit. So I guess he's got, once again, the 18-month-old, some kid, another kid, blah. He's at swing sets, slide. There's a sign that says 5 to 12-year-olds. Black woman's child is trying to go down the slide, and he's got that 18-month-old kid sitting at the bottom of the slide. So he went after the young black kid and basically told him he doesn't understand physics and told him he's stupid and yeah. So the lady comes over. Now, mind you, she had about 30 people with her. They were having a birthday party. 20, 30 people. Who knows? Who gives a shit? Who cares? 5, 20. Who cares? It's people. And she's going on and on and on and on and on and on. Here's the thing. He was dead wrong. But you have to stop. You can't. The fact that that guy's dangerous in the first place, you should know that in the very first place because he went after that little boy. Second of all, you're a single woman and you're screaming at this man, and he already threatened her. He said something to the effect of, she's going to choke her out, or I don't know what he said. It was something along those lines. He already said it. Now they're recording him and he's like, yeah, it's cool. What? So anyway, it's just, I see this stuff, especially the Karen stuff, and people really, they just don't walk away. And it's a real bad mentality, you know? It's that, you don't know me mentality. The old, how can it be everybody else? Okay. Just, we really need to ask ourselves that. I myself ask myself that every day. I have to look at the position I'm in every single day. I got to ask myself, what did I do wrong? What can I do to fix myself? How can I get smarter, better, faster? All of that shit. I don't know. if I'm not doing this art, man, I wouldn't have much to live for. So, all right. So then, not only so then we got all that jazz, but let me just kick it up with Gypsy Rose. My daughter is like, Mom, stop, because I will say Gypsy Rose Lee. I will say Gypsy Rose Lee every single time, and that is not her name. That is not her name. But obviously, that's what she's named after, who is also a grifter. So, yeah, that crazy grifting bitch, she has a chromosomal disorder. She has a disorder. And she has this disorder, but she's known about it. So, she's also known it can be passed down. And she had a baby because she wanted one. Couldn't adopt, couldn't foster, couldn't figure something out. You had to have your own baby and give it a life-threatening chromosomal disorder for life. I don't think Gypsy Rose has the capacity to give unselfishly to anybody, let alone a child, and then to name the child Aurora, which is a beautiful name, and I like it myself. I almost named my daughter Anastasia because I like those movies where somebody comes and beats all the odds. It's great. But that particular movie is truly one of my favorites because I love the artistry in it. The witch is real. Everything's tall and wispy. And it's just a really different way of Disney drawing that they didn't do very often. In that time period particular, I was a young lady, so I remember that fondly. And I remember that witch. And when she got mad and those trees grew and that guy couldn't get through and all that stuff, and put your finger on the spinning wheel, all that crap, like, I think Gypsy Rose dressed as Aurora in a movie theater. I met a young man who she had murdered her mom. So it's just kind of a weird thing that she did that. That's what I have to say about that. Okay. Let's talk about this here factory. Fireworks. A firework factory explodes. Shit. I have it on my shorts, but have you ever watched Naked Gun and you see all these people everybody running? It was like that. I'm watching it. I'm like, remember? And then the guy talked about the blimp and he's like, Goodyear? He's like, nah, not really. Okay, so, but yeah. Firework factory explosion. Fireworks everywhere. I live in Youngstown. We love fireworks. We've got a phantom firework on every corner, baby. And I don't mean like a stand. No, we've got phantom fireworks that are the size of Walmart's. That's how many fireworks we plan on selling, I guess. But there's never anybody in the parking lot. I don't get it. But that's what we got. We got that. So we've got fireworks here. I don't know if anybody bitch and moan. No, but seriously, that would be a nightmare. And then can you imagine just hanging out on New Year's Eve and then all of a sudden, oh, look, someone setting off fireworks. That's so cool. Oh, shit, it's a factory. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Woo. I think I dropped. Okay, so I still can't get over that thing dropping from the sky in Kenya. Okay. Oh. And then I wanted to talk to you about this A1B visa thing. I don't know anything about politics because I don't care. It's not going to matter if I know anything about politics because I can't change it. I can't. And that wheel's been in motion since the dawn of man. So I can't change that. But this is very interesting to me. As you know, Elon Musk is a very rich man. And he hires these people from different countries other than the United States of America to come here and do our tech, like all of the apps and things that he owns. He said that everybody here is a little too of the tard, if you know what I'm saying, to do the work. That's odd. I could have sworn we got a shit ton of colleges and a lot of tech grads. So you got to be shitting me for real. Like, you can't hire somebody from the United States to do your tech. Are you serious? You can't do that. And this is why he doesn't do it. Because if you're on an A1B visa, you cannot quit. You have to stay. You can't quit. If you quit, you get deported. So this whole life that you created here in the United States is shot to shit. If you get a bad day at work, you're not going to quit. Now, if you go to work every single day and somebody's calling you slanderous names and somebody's saying work, bitch, work, and someone's doing all this shit, you can't quit because you'll get deported. That's terrible. Not only that, but I don't think there's an age limit. So he can take people from terrible countries, bring them here for shit pay because they're educated, and make them stay like slaves. It's slave labor. They can't quit. Once they quit, they're deported. So they can't even make a complaint. Who are you going to complain to? People who are deporting you? You get what? You're going to make a Facebook post to get deported? You're going to talk to a neighbor talks to this guy, that guy, you're deported? No, you shut up. You're just going to shut up. So what the shit, for real? And then so I was watching, I think it was 2014 or 2016. Trump made a statement saying that he loves A1B. He loves A1B. It's his favorite. He knows all about it. Jesus, this guy thinks he's best friends and knows everybody. Knows everything about everybody and everything about everything, and that's Trump. So he's like, I know the A1B. I know all about it. I use it all the time. It's like, I'm over here like, yeah, like, shut it. Boop. You know what I'm saying? Because, bitch, we know you take advantage of shit. Of course you take advantage. Talking about, I use it all the time, but I shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. That's correct. But you use it all the time, and you shouldn't. And it's really bad for American workers. Whoop. I know what I'm talking about. I use it all the time. It's really bad for American workers. Whoop. Okay. So then recently, from what I've seen, unless I'm getting this wrong, he canceled that you can't do an A1B visa. So the man that I was watching, I think it was either CNN or C-SPAN, he basically said, okay, we got the two richest people, rich and powerful people on the planet, and they're arguing right now. And they're supposed to be on the same side. What does that mean? Where does that leave us and what's going to happen? And I'll tell you what, if I was another country, I'd be watching this and go, okay. All right. I don't get it. And I don't like it. Okay. All right. So our news to you is we went over then the New Orleans, the Sugar Bowl thing. If you've got any, I would love to hear some stories. I want to hear somebody tell me about, oh my God, we had the hotel. It was all set up. Then this crap happened and boom, 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 boom. I promise you, there are hundreds of stories at this time of people who are effed in the bee from that thing being canceled. You might as well cancel it for months because there's no reason to cancel it for one day and everybody be worried anyway. How the hell are you going to expect people to be like, oh, we swept it all. It's clean. When 20 minutes ago on the last live, you just said, we swept it before this happened. You just go sweep. Does the sweep matter if the sweep's not picking up something? Okay, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. They really just should have canceled it for longer, honestly. How about not during a New Year's? How about that? How about maybe in a month? But once again, with football, you've got schedules. You got schedules, planes, trains, automobiles, people going here, people going there. There's agents. Everybody's got their own agenda. So when you change something like a Sugar Bowl, which is a huge deal, and the gambling. Oh my God, the gambling. I can't imagine how these numbers have changed since they had to change everything. And if people spent the money that they planned to use to cover the bets, what's going to happen with that? You know, there's going to be crazy bets. So it's on at 3. So it should be starting pretty soon. But I did put up a little bit of the Rose Parade, which was really nice. And I got some really nice comments. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. I'm grateful. And my goodness, how about that Jackson University? And they're dancing. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, girl. I'll tell you what. I went to a high school called Poland, and we had over 400 people in our band. Okay. We did that. In fact, I had to learn bloody French horn just to be able to be a majorette. I wasn't one, but I had to learn that. And then because I couldn't march with the French horn, I had to learn flute. I had to go to lessons and everything, learn all this crap. I never made it. So I was in marching band for 3 years, and finally I said, I'd like to enjoy my senior year, because when you're in band, you have band 2 times a day. In high school, you have symphonic band and marching band, so it's a big part of your day. And when you don't even like it or the music, it's a real waste of time. But I really appreciated watching them. And then I got one of our family members, one of our subscribers. He's like, "Oh, I went there. That was my place. That's my place." You bet it is, buddy. You bet it is. I bet you were dancing out there too. I like it because they made the boys, well, not the boys, but they made the whole band dance. So guys were out there. I think it was mainly trumpets too. He said he played the trumpet. So it was mainly trumpet. They're doing this, yes, but they're also doing like, I don't know. They were doing it, okay? They were doing it. All right. Then I'd like to know what everybody's thought is on this, okay? I do like true crime, if you like true crime, right? So on this channel, you're going to find some true crime stuff. There's things I've talked about on this. I think I've got the answer. I think I got the answers. Now, I do. There was, what's her name? JonBenet Ramsey. I did a video on her. My thing is what I believe, and you'll have to watch a video, please, but they had a woman that cleaned the house. I clean houses. This woman called that little girl a bitch after she was dead. The note that was left was 3 pages. And in one of those pages, which all sounded like drunk ramblings or something from a child, which could be one and the same, said fat cats. Fat cats is something that John Ramsey and his friends, including Mr. White, who he gave his son to right after this happened that Christmas morning, they called each other fat cats. John Ramsey had 2 private planes people. He's a very rich man. His father was very huge in Iran planes. And so is everybody. So is he. So he had 2 private planes. When you look at that house, you don't realize how big that house is. That house, if you ever seen the schemes, is that what they're called? Schemes? Okay, the papers. And I feel like, why do I feel like that? Who's that Bugs Bunny character? He's like, I'll say. And that's who I feel like today, right now. I'm like, Porky Pig. Oh, Porky Pig and that rooster dude. Anyway, Foghorn Leghorn. I'm somewhere in between Porky Pig and Foghorn Leghorn. I know it's sexy. Control yourself. So now I can't even remember because I'm all caught off guard by my sexiness. Damn it. Shit, I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy for this song. What was I doing? Oh, the Ramseys. So if you look at the plans, the house is large and in charge. And there's floors, 3 floors. The parents lived on the main top floor. The kids on the middle floor. The kids had their own floor. And JonBenet had her own washer and dryer. Both of the kids did stuff like smearing. And in my opinion, they were touched. I think that the housekeeper's drunk ass husband did it. And I think that she was involved. Her daughter was involved, which they both cleared DNA on the daughter and the housekeeper. No DNA. No DNA connection, but they didn't check the husband and they didn't check the husband's son. That's 4 people. That little girl was found like this. That means somebody was standing, putting pressure right here for her to go into rigor mortis, to have her arms behind her back. When something dies, it curls up. That little girl was flat. Also, the things that were found in the garrote that killed her, that strangled her, one of the things, she also had a huge bump on her head, but the garrote had stuff from her mom's hair and her Christmas sweater in it. And you know who knows to do that? The housekeeper. So I believe that the housekeeper, I think, here's what I really think happened. I think the shit hit the fan. I think that he was drunk, that her husband was molesting the children. I think that the boy, the son, came out at some point and they were like, go get your sister. And then it's on. Because you would hate that family if you lived in that house, and the way that that woman threw her clothes on the floor, the way that they drove the little girl around the block doing the pageant wave, and the way that they were, and the fact that they didn't give a shit about anybody, and the fact that they did all this stuff. And then they, she did the Christmas sweater thing way before people did Christmas sweater stuff. She had the whole family. She would do videos very similar to Shanann Watts, where she would do videos. So would Mrs. Ramsey. She would do videos as well. She died of cancer. Her second bout, she died. But, and John Ramsey also had a daughter die before that. He had a daughter die. So you'll have to watch a video. It's very interesting to see. But things like that, there's like a blood princess I'd like you to check out. There's all kinds of really neat crimes. There's a man that was a pharmacist. And let me see where that shit is. He was a pharmacist and he diluted cancer treatments for profit. He killed approximately 3,000 people with the way he was doing this. Diluting. Courtney? Let me see. I want to say Courtney. So everybody was kind of like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is this guy going to get out? And you know what? They let him out. He killed like 3,000 people and they let him out. And the reason why they said they let him out is because he's old and sick. Who cares, man? He killed 3,000 people. You got to be shitting me. I can't even imagine how many people he really killed. Yeah, the biggest serial killer. Okay, you can't see it. It says the biggest serial killer, and his name is Robert Courtney. So he was a pharmacist, like I said, and he did that shit. It's just heartbreaking. It's just unbelievable, and he's out. So pretty soon I'll be doing a video on Ohio and Ohio crimes. I'm in Northeast Ohio. We've got Chad Doberman, who just killed his beautiful 3 sons and went bananas and shot the woman and did all this crap. I've had crazy people around me. Ariel Castro, that stuff happened about a year before I was homeless. 1 year. But there were other men, 2 other serial killers that were actually in the streets at the same time I was. And, Jeffrey Dahmer's from Ohio. Like, a lot of terrible killers are from Ohio. I don't know, like, what's in the water? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Seems kind of crazy. So, yeah, I'd like to discuss, and also, I am going to do that from about Ohio crimes. If you want me to touch on something, let me know. I'll do it. I'm happy to. I got nothing but time. And then, so the Brian Koberger case, I guess, is floundering. They're saying that there's no true proof to prove that he killed those people in the house. What they call it, the Iowa 5, is it called? It's devastating. They seem like nice young people, and this man was going to be a professor himself, if I'm not mistaken. And now he's in deep shit. And then when I started this channel, it was that one that was big. The Kohlberger case was big, but so was the Delphi murders. One of the family members, the subscribers, she says, hey, go over this Delphi stuff. I said, I got to see what's going on here. I can't really tell yet. I know that all the deets are in and stuff. I still don't get it. I don't get it. What? Okay, so he works at CVS doing pictures, and then he walks down a bridge one day and slits the throats of 2 girls. He has a daughter. He's married. That doesn't stop anybody. Nobody. But I mean, look at the happy face killer. Look at all these people whose kids come out and go, holy crap, my parents were crazy. So then he confessed like 61 times. Then he ate his own poo and put his head in the toilet, gave himself a swirly, and like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, not guilty. Bro, you just said like 61 times. Yeah, not only that, but he told people on the phone, which recorded, but he also told people in jail. So then he says not guilty? Get the fuck out. Are you serious? Not guilty. Okay, all right. But I do have to say, I don't get it. It doesn't seem like it would be. To me, when I looked at it, very similar to when I looked at the first time when I looked at John Bonet, I thought it was kids. I didn't realize there was a drunk in the house that was a handyman. Knowing that there's a drunk in the house that's a handyman and his wife's the one who cleans the house, you better fucking believe it's them. This stuff, I thought it was kids. I still think it's kids. But then his bullet matched, and he had a box cutter. As somebody who's worked with million jobs, I always have a box cutter when I work at Walgreens. If I work at a Walgreens, I worked in pharmacy. If I worked at a drug mart, I had a box cutter. Even when I work anywhere in restaurants or in Amazon or any job I've had, I always have a box cutter on me because I always have to open something. So you'll always have a box cutter on you in those situations. And if you work in the film, I worked at the picture people. I had to work in film. I worked at the picture people. It was owned by Hallmark. It was a Hallmark company. And we would offer you pictures in 1 hour. And you come and take your pictures, walk around the mall for an hour, and they're ready. Even there, I had a box cutter on me. I always had a box cutter. So especially with him opening up film and doing what he had to do there. Yeah. And then they said something to the effect of he didn't charge the family members when they wanted to make pictures for the children's remembrance ceremonies. Why would you ever hurt a child? It's heartbreaking. So I was looking into that, and then up pops Menendez. Menendez pops back up. We all know Menendez's story. Now, the Delphi murders were 8 years ago, I think. It was in 2017. The Kobe murders weren't that long ago. Kohlberger murders weren't that long ago, but the Menendez was about 30 years ago. If we could all universally grasp that these men were sexually abused and they went about it the wrong way, and we could call it a day on that, because the stuff they've done in prison is okay. They could have gone real bad in prison because they had no way out. When you have no way of getting out. I mean, I'm going to speak for myself. If I had no way of getting out of prison and I was in prison for a double murder, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like who cares? I'm not going to give a shit. I'm not going to care if I'm thrown in the hole. That's for sure. I'm not going to give a shit if somebody doesn't feed me for 5 days. I don't expect to live. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a shit. So the fact that they did good things in prison, and they did, you can look it up, men's groups and whatnot, helping people, but they also got married in prison and got divorced in prison. And they're not good people in general, but there's worse people out there. I don't know, but if you can let Robert Corduroy, who killed 3,000 people who dying of cancer and diluted all of their shit, you can't let out the Menendez brothers who were butt raped for 20 years? Are you serious? You can't do that? And then blackmailed and threatened that they'll never get out and all this stuff. Are you kidding? Like, come on. Like, you gotta take stuff and put into perspective at least. There was this woman. Oh shit, what was her name? I don't give a damn what her name was. She was the attorney that made sure they got prosecuted. She's a nightmare. She's a jerk. She's like, my dad was mean. My dad's dad was mean to him, and he didn't kill anybody. Lady. Because your grandpa was mean to your dad, and your dad didn't kill anybody. Now, okay, that's not an argument. It's not a good argument. It's just not. And that's another case of where people are saying they're hurting me, and everybody's saying, shh, shh. But he's hurting. Shh, shh, shh. And then they killed him. You know why? Because no one would listen. No one would listen. It took their aunt almost 30 years to be like, oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh, like, yeah. Your sister let that happen. Yeah. 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 You don't poop in a jar in a closet for fun. Unless you're like on ecstasy or something, maybe you would. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm begging you not to poop in a jar in a closet, but you know what I'm saying? It just I don't know. Shit. All right. I'm gonna scoot. I'm gonna check out that shit that fell out of the sky in Kenya. My God. For real, check that out. And please peruse my channel. And if you don't know anything about the Titanic too, I want you to realize they didn't use binoculars because somebody lost the key to the binocular closet. So there's a lot of interesting reasons why that accident happened. I would love it if you checked it out. When I started the channel, I do shit like news to use like during the day, like all this stuff that I just told you. And then I would give you a sign language, and then I'm going to give you a different translation, and then I get into the story. So there's 3 parts to the Titanic, and the first one's mainly that shit. And then the second one's the last 2 are stories about the Titanic, because it's really wild that they weren't using binoculars. There were 5 pairs of binoculars over that entire ship. I would have broke the cabinet. Okay? I would have broke the cabinet. I just opened the cabinet and get the binoculars out. What are we doing here? Somebody leaves with the key and we don't have binoculars now? Okay. Yeah. Check out that corduroy story as well. And I hope you all have a blessed day. And the picture of the thumbnail is me and my dad. He died in 92, so please say a little blessing out to my dad. And I wish you the best, everybody. And I'll be putting out that video of all this crap of this week. These last events that I just discussed, I'm going to put them all in one video. I won't talk in it, probably. Just a bunch of videos, just footage. And then I put some footage on my channel called In the Chat of the South. See, this is my United States American ignorance. So South American president impeachment. I did a chat for that so that you can see what everybody's saying in the chat. You'd be surprised that channel gets struck a lot because of the stuff that people say in the channel chats. Now, when you're live, you could say whatever you want in a chat. Now, I'm recording that. I put it on my channel. Now you can't do it. So it's very interesting. I've watched lives that say I wake up the next day and put it back on. It's different. It still says live. It still shows a chat. It's the same stuff, but they edit it so it's not always live. So you'll see a live and you'll see a live chat, but it's not real. It's already been edited. So when I see these things pop up out of the blue, I check the news on YouTube pretty often. I just start screen record, take it all in, pay attention. The fact that our treasury was hacked by Chinese hackers this month is terrifying. They hacked our treasury. Here's a good question. If China took over our treasury, would we still consider currency? The same currency? I don't know. We're such a weird country that we're very independent. Obviously, left England, didn't we? Protestants, we protested. We got the hell out of there. In fact, my family owns the place where Rocky ran up. The kids were with him. My family owns it. Well, they did. And the fact that they're fracking now, my family is getting checks. I'm not. My family, my cousins, people are. Not me, but everybody else is. So, well, the older generation. It'll come down, should trickle down. But it's like, it hacked the treasury. I don't know. Okay. All right, let me know what you think. Oh, I want to say one more thing. Gypsy Rose, okay? The thing about Gypsy Rose having that baby, not only the chromosome thing, but there's a woman named Flawless Nina. She'll go on and on and on. And she just really is very invested in Gypsy, in Gypsy Rose. I shouldn't say this because it's just, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. It's gross. It's gross and it doesn't matter. And now there really is a child. So, now that there's a child, it's not really about Gypsy anymore, is it? So let's keep that in mind. That this is a woman that has been manipulated, yes, but she's been taught how to do it. So she's very, very good at manipulating. She's very, very good at grifting. She's very good at these things. What is she going to do? Let it defenseless, innocent baby if people online are just grinding her. And they're not only doing it just to her, they're doing it to her friends. Doggone it. I just wish they'd throw her ass back in prison. She should be in prison for life for what she did. It wasn't that young man's fault that she tricked him. He had a very, very low IQ, and he lived off a Social Security disability. He's extremely autistic. He's not. He's just really nobody ever should have done that to that young man. He made such a big mistake with promises of sex. What a shame, What a shame. We got to do better. Let's do better. Let's do better. If there's anything, any kind of advice anybody has for me, I'll take it. Let me know, man. If you know of any government programs or something that I can take advantage of right now, because of the domestic violence situation in my life, I could have, because of what happened, it's on my channel. Look at my shorts. There's one of 4 videos where my mom starts with me in my face, really, in my face, until I remembered I should tape it. And she does that to me. Because I'm bipolar and impulsive, she does that to me. She wants me to react so she can tell everybody. Well, she doesn't say what she did to make it happen. I don't drink alcohol anymore, so it's not the same, is it? I don't overreact afterwards. So because she threatened my life, I was able to stay in the house. It was my legal address. It still is. And I had nowhere else to go. Obviously, I was illegally evicted the month before because my landlord didn't want to fix stuff. I'm in on a handshake agreement. We're Italians. We're not filling out the paperwork. You fuck me over, I'll let you know. That type of situation. That's what happened. The guy doesn't want to fix anything, so I'm out. He said, it's easier to get rid of you, is what he told me. I said, all right, I'll see you in jail. And I kept the receipts. I've got all the screenshots of all the text messages and things that he said. So I got illegally evicted. My mom told other people, oh, she's got a place. She's got a place. She knows she has a place. All right. I called her up. I said, you said this to my daughter. And she said, Amy, I had no intentions of saying it to you. Oh, well, that's funny. I'm calling you up on it. You said it to my daughter. I have nowhere to go. Can you please help me? Okay, come live with me. So after I'm there for a few weeks, she realizes, oh, Amy's all right. She's not falling for all this crap. She's not going after her. She does this shit to me over and over and over again. So when that day happened, the cops told me, you have the right, because she did this to you, you could stay in the house. My car broke down, okay? I can't even leave the house other than walking. And it's winter. Just be homeless again because she's mad at me again. The first time I was homeless is because I was in government housing and my car got stolen from the guys I was kicking it with. I wasn't having sex with any of these people. I would party with everybody though and have, drink alcohol. I didn't do drugs. I've done them, but I didn't do them. She said, hey, come live with me. It's going to be great. I'll take care of you. I'm your mom. That's what family's for. I said, you don't like me. That's weird. She goes, no, come on. So as soon as I let go of the apartment, we got in an argument. She shut me out of the house, okay? I didn't have a phone. Oh, no, I had a phone on me. I didn't have a wallet. I didn't have a coat. I didn't have my purse. I didn't have anything. A friend of hers came and picked me up because I had her phone number because I cleaned her house. And about a week later, I borrowed her friend's car and I had to break into my mother's house to get my own things out because she locked me out, wouldn't let me get my own wallet, my own medication. I think I was on 6 medications at that time. So after a year of couch surfing, then I'm in a year in the shelters, and then I finally got a place. And after a year, there was like some crap because I got involved with people that I needed friends. I wanted friends. I got involved with bad people. So to get out of there, I made another deal with her, which was really wasteful. Eventually, a month later, I get my own place. I was there for 6 years. I've been there for 6 years. I never missed one payment on anything, never had one complaint, never. I asked my landlord for over a year to get me an oven, which I replaced once myself and had to have surgery, 5 hernias. I got a pentagon on this bitch. So when I got evicted, my mom's like, you're not a fighter. You're not trying. What's wrong with you? I said, no, I'm not waiting for this man to come take my car and come open up my door and take it off the hinges. I'm not waiting for this man to come after me. I'm not waiting for that. I already have a restraining order on somebody else because I got them out of a bad situation. Their man come after me. So I've already got a guy driving around there looking for me all day long anyway. So when the man evicted me, I was like, yeah, I'll get out of here. Then I go to my mom's house and then she says, you're okay now. So stay a year and I'll take care of you. You could make savings. You can get a savings account. You can save some money. You got your car here, la, la, la. My car breaks down. I paid for all of her bills, all the utilities. I spent all of my food stamps. Okay. I spent all my insurance money on the utilities. I spent all of my money of food stamps on her and my family for Christmas. I bought everybody presents, and once a day I was out of money. I'm cleaning her house. She's following me around the house, telling me I'm cleaning with the wrong stuff, yelling at me about what I'm cleaning with. I'm not shitting you when I say this thing looked like this, and it said something like, we're drunk for Christmas or getting hung up on the Christmas. We're getting fucked up for Christmas. And I was cleaning the toilet with it because I found it behind the toilet. Cleaning the toilet with it. And she flips out on me. I leave the room. I go to a different room. Boop, get rid of that. Now I'm dusting with something else. She keeps asking me, what are you mad at? Why are you mad? I'm not mad at anything. Stop. Please stop asking me. I'm not mad at anything. Okay, I'm just cleaning. Just let me clean. Can I clean? Should I wait till you leave for me to clean? She goes, yeah, you should have waited till, because I'm the help, okay? I'm the bitch. So I should have waited, I guess. And because I said, stop, she got mad and told me to shut up. And I said, that's it. Then you do it. You do it. She said, you're poking the bear. I'm poking the bear because I have my own opinion. I'm not supposed to be followed like that. I don't need to be treated like that. If that's poking the bear, so I look at her, I go, you're no bear. She goes, what did you just say? I'm like, you're no bear. Nope. She goes, oh, really? Then who am I? I go, baby bear. Baby bear. Yes, you're baby bear. Because the truth is, honestly, if I did lose my mind and I did want to, I could truly wreck her. And she knows it. But knowing that she followed me in my face, screaming at me, telling me I sent you back twice because you were a little and a ninja baby, which she did send me back twice, said that I'm a black baby. And she didn't want me and this and that changed when I was 3 and I ruined our relationship. And then I remembered, oh God, there's a phone. So through all that, I had to put it on the internet. You know why? Because I got the how dare you? How dare you press charges on a 75-year-old woman? How dare you? She opened her home to you. How dare you? Amy's going to squat. She's going to squat. I know it. How can I squat? First of all, that's my fucking house, according to everybody, including the United States Postal Service. My father has been paying that bill since he's been dead. All of her income is my father's retirement income. The fracking income is from her father, who she didn't speak to for 20 years. So all of her income is from men in her life that she didn't even like or was nice to, and then decides to swing her dick around and kick me out and tell me I'm a shitheaded loser. I've got more education than that woman has ever had. I have graduated from 4 different institutions. I am smart. I don't need this shit. Okay. I understand that I'm bipolar, and I understand that I have had some trauma, and to take that trauma and throw it in my face is some real bullshit. And then to actually attempt to get me to knock you the fuck out, which would be so easy. I don't do it. And then you got the nerve to come back later. She came back later, about 7 or 8 hours later. And I go to sleep at 7:30 because I wake up super early at 3. Just I do. And I was asleep. So she's come into my room so many times through the years trying to kill me and talking about killing me and putting things in my head and doing all that shit. Punching me when I'm sleeping and all that shit. I had a yoga ball in front of the door as well as it being locked. So when she tried to get in, which I'm sure she did, she couldn't, which made her go on a rampage of how she's going to kill me and my kids will thank her and everybody will thank her. Now, when I got the comments on this shit, some people were laughing at me because I think I'd been crying about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours at that point. I had to jump out a window to get out of the house because she wouldn't open the door. I just found out I don't have cancer again, even though I found out I did have cancer. And like 2 days later, they said, never mind, you don't. So I've had a rough month. Found out I had cancer, not have cancer. Had a car, lost the car, got no car. Had a place to live, lost a place to live, had no place to live. Right now, I'm staying at somebody's house who's on vacation because they're nice to me and they know I'm not a bad person. But doggone it, I won't have a place soon again. And where am I gonna go? I cannot go back into a shelter and be normal. I don't want to do that. I will if I have to. But my God, I just watched some stuff I wrote, some videos that I did last. I watched videos that I did 6 months ago. And I said I'll never be homeless again. I don't think that'll ever happen to me. And it's happening again. Because I don't have good credit. And I don't have savings. And now I don't have a car. Because it costs $700 to fix a car. It's like 60% of my income. I don't. You know? So I left the house. I left the house. Everybody's just going to say I'm a squatter. And they're not going to like me even more. Because that's what they want to say. So it was my address. It was my address. If I wouldn't have called the cops, if I wouldn't have said anything, I'd still be thrown out. She still would have thrown me out. But this time it would have been on her. Every time it's on her terms, so it would have been on her terms, and this time it's on mine to some extent. But I'm still kicked out. And the homeless shelters in the area have waiting lists. I have to check tomorrow to see if I could go into a domestic violence shelter again. I've been there. I don't want to go back. And it's just a nightmare. But when I see these things in the news, it's not that bad, is it? It's not that bad. I don't know. I wasn't run over by a white truck, and I wasn't blown up in a hotel, and I didn't have a 1,000-pound gigantic circle drop on my head in Kenya, and I'm not arrested at the South Korean protest, and life is what it is, and I really can't complain. But I do worry. I'm worried. I'm real worried. So this year's already so kooky and crazy. You got a treasury broken into from China. You got, IeD's, and I'm safe today. And I hope to God you are too. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And if you need me, I'm here for you. Just send me an email or send me a comment. Because one thing I am is I'm a good woman. I'm an honest woman. And I make a good friend. So if you need somebody, I'm here for you. I've been through it. So I hope you have a blessed day. I wish everybody the best today.